speaking of nerds, it's been 2 weeks since it's been almost 2 months now. I can't get that damn song on my fucking head.
If you were gonna do it,
It has literally been almost 2 months since we played last on The Damned because of new job and new testing for Gangs of Gehabra and new testing for Reforged. But we're back. It's been a hot minute.
Hey,
hello.
Yeah, we actually got initiative rolled already, and we've got all of our fortune points already allocated, so we can just jump right in. So we're gonna kick it off with some new opening music. Yeah, Resident Evil Save Room song, which is my favorite. So so today I sent you all the video of what we did last, session 19, now we're in session 20. Maybe we could talk about kind of a very high level what got us where we're at now, just to kind of refresh all of our frame of reference for what's been going on in real life for like 3 months of gameplay. Like where we've been, how you got there, what's happened. Maybe we can start there.
Like snapshot it?
Yeah.
We did the library.
Well, even prior to that.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we should rewind a little bit.
We went to the Pie Guy's house. Before that, we were...
Pie Guy? What's that mean?
Pie Guy, the apple pie man, the your favorite person. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Respect.
The small town with...
So we came to the small
like
town
6
from
people.
Apple Orchard. Yeah, finding out that they had been...
so we came from a small town called
Huneford. But no, that's exactly right. We went to we went to this town to find the witch. We found out the witch was harassing people.
Taking kids.
So we said, hey, look at us. We'll help.
Yeah.
Well, and she's the lady that's the lieutenant for the guy that we're trying to murder.
Big hat guy.
Yeah, big hat guy, the minister of light. Lightbringer.
Golly, damn it. I wanted that hat.
There's always some big bad in a campaign that players will call some absurd name that irritates you as a game master until it becomes
funny.
Part of the tapestry.
Big hat guy is that guy. For me.
And then
Big hat guy.
Oh god, a soup stained prophet.
And the soup stained prophet, but that's not this game.
That one wasn't done.
It was a misunderstanding.
That was done.
It's because Daniel pronounces it suit, whereas a lot of us are in the Midwest are used to soot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you go to Sodden and Poil.
Yep.
Which is how it is pronounced. And you're seeking the witch in the woods, and you track through the swamps, and you find this quaint, quiet dell that's flourishing with vegetables and flora and fauna, and begin to kind of explore the surrounding area. And you come inside this stone house, and the stone house comes to life, and you get trapped inside, and then a series of misadventures, if you will, kind of unfold as you discover the innards of the house and where it leads to, and its strange occupants, and all the intricacies of that.
Went to the forest, we basically had to find diadems. So, each one of the kind of doors within the cabin itself would kind of rotate and change as to what realm, for lack of a better word, I can think of, but as to where they would open. Each one of these realms seemed to have a diadem of some sort that would allow us to get to the Witch of the Woods.
Yeah.
Next to a giant stone
Gives us a
slab.
name. Yeah.
Yes.
Gives us a name.
It does.
The last one we went through was through the library.
Yeah.
Where we had where we recovered the gem that we were looking for.
Yeah. We have
and
one more.
tried to recover some books about our lives. I mean, unlock our past, but that didn't go over so well.
Especially for me.
Right.
I was gonna say personally worse for them actually.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Because there's a question: will they have a future?
Right.
Yeah, because you found the people who the librarians had called the ignorant, who had been trapped in the library of ignorance, trying to seek out the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So in many ways, you escaped a far worse fate.
Yeah.
To be condemned and
Read forever.
We discovered that Guillaume and I
read blank books specifically.
Pip Estrella tried to find out information on her grandfather,
Yeah.
and
Almost lost her
it was
mind.
almost there, but somebody had to interrupt her, i.e., save her life.
5 minutes.
Pip, you okay, honey?
So by the time you return back to the stone house, Reginald is there. The strange keeper, the manservant of the Witch of the Woods, and you have 3 of the stones, K-A-Z.
Yep.
And when you go to the slab, you realize that there are 4 other stones already placed within it.
Yep.
Now all that remains is
Placing the stones.
what happens next.
Guillaume immediately races over and tries to figure out see the rest of the letters, the other 4 letters, hopefully.
This is like a text twist situation.
Yeah.
Right.
So you,
We're jumbling in my head.
Yeah. So what are the letters you have on the stones?
So far we have K, A, and Z.
Okay.
Zach.
Which was, from the pearl that we took from
Her name is Karzak.
Justice Nevermore.
Looking at the other stones, in a myriad of other colors, some rough cut, others hewn finely and almost flawless. You find within the base of the stone, you can see within it, there are the letters H, the letter R, the letter I, and the letter A. Reginald stands nearby, his strange porcelain and wood and his rope pulley ligaments. Shall I prepare something to eat? We may be here
Always,
for a
Woody.
while.
Always.
Forgot you call him Woody.
How many stones are needed?
We need 7, and there's 7?
They're
We
all
were
here.
out adventuring. Apparently somebody decided to do the rest of the work for us.
Well, maybe there's somebody else stuck in here.
Could be. Reginald, have we had any other guests that would have placed the stones while we were gone?
He kind of cocks his head to the side. You see the little porcelain pins around his lips kind of turn up into a smile. He says, "Indeed, my lady returned."
And she put the stones back in?
Indeed.
Is she here?
I am certain she is here somewhere, but it is a cruel game. That his little things turn upside down as he's frowning.
Guillaume just smacks his head off the table really fast.
It's a cruel game. I don't think I understand, Woody.
What's the point? She makes us go through these hoops to get 3 of them and then supplies 4.
I know that he made you feel something, but what a wicked game he played to make you feel that way.
It was more like, I thought it was more like Cruel Summer.
What a wicked thing to do.
Well, we did do autumn and that wasn't particularly nice, so yeah, we could do a cruel summer, I suppose. Okay. Just on a mandolin, though.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So you have the letters. You have the stone slab.
So we have to put them in some kind of order? Or?
Zerahick.
That is the question.
Whatever, alright.
Well, allow me to explain to all of you exactly why I was so concerned with this. Is the fact that apparently your skin can just turn away steel, and as Reginald is so fond of saying, there is power in a name. So I think this might be the only way to actually, make any sort of vulnerability or make a worry at the very least.
Is that right?
K-A-Z-H-R-I-A. Yes. 7. Yes.
So do the stone placements mean anything? Is there color coding or?
As you look toward the slab, not apparently. But honestly, there's no telling what happens if you misplace the stones in the slab. They're just all kind of resting on the round slab and the floor, and you can see that the stones would be interconnected through these kind of silver inlays, this filigree that runs inside the slab of the stone itself. The stones are just sitting in there, and you're not really sure where those to be placed.
So what's placed currently?
Nothing is placed currently. The
Oh,
stones
they're
are just
just-
resting on the slab.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, they've been placed in the center of the slab.
Yeah, we have one
She
pearl in our
found out that
possession.
he killed her kids, and
I want to look at the stones, see if there's like any like markings where they may have rested, and want to like look at the slab and see if there's like anything rubbed off or anything like that.
Good question. So you notice that within the slab there is an inlay about fist size, and despite the difference in size and stone, the way they would the way they are cupped, like this kind of like silver or gold kind of clasp around it, is the same size all around, even though some stones are as big as your thumb, some are as large as, say, a silver dollar, some are as large as your eye.
So all the holes are the same size.
Yeah,
for
the
each peg.
stones are all shaped differently and different sizes.
If we were to put the stones in order of smallest to largest, what would that spell out?
Some of the stones are the same size.
Oh, okay.
Are all the stones different colors?
Yes. They're of different make as well, so
Can
they're
you
not...
tell me what color belongs to what letter?
Sure. So if you wouldn't mind, Guillaume, what are the stones that you have?
Sure. So the red or ruby looking one would be K. So K is red. The purple looking diadem is A. The pearl has Z. And then the other four is what we're learning now.
Yeah. The stone marked with I is lapis lazuli.
what the fuck? How do you spell that?
LAPIS.
What
It's
is
blue.
that?
It's
Blue?
Yeah.
What's happening, blue guys? Because I'm not gonna spell whatever the hell you just said.
The
Well, if you played Minecraft, you would know.
The V is an A.
or if you've been to South America, which is, there's only a few places in the world you can find lapis
Or if you
lazuli.
have lapis jewelry.
Oh, A is purple.
What color was
Lab.
The R
K was
is a jet black obsidian.
pearl was the
R is black, jet black. I'll put jet black just
I
because.
wonder if R is number 1.
The A is made of malachite.
Silver.
What color is that? Silver.
And the H
Soap.
is aventurine.
Billy Bob Thornton.
That's orangish, isn't it?
Yep.
And I'm sorry, what color did you say Z was?
Z was the pearl.
I don't know any of the things you just said. Like 2/3 of them don't mean anything.
Yeah, these are all
I worked at a
very,
jeweler.
these are all very strange, unusual stones. And they're all colored differently.
No other markings are on them at all.
No. None.
That my theory doesn't work then, because I was thinking Roy G. Biv.
I went there too.
Yeah,
Yeah, for a half second.
but we don't have a.
You can see that among the slab there seems to be specifically what almost looks like passages of the mirror of the moon through its 7 phases. You can tell where the foremost of those would be the new moon.
If we do Roy G. Biv and do some substitution, it's Carissa.
Khaleesi?
Carissa.
Is it Kriza?
Do you want to place the stones and
Oh
find
God
out?
damn it! No, not yet.
That's a good idea.
We gotta keep thinking.
Could really have a real reason to place it.
Yeah. We're still in theory phase.
Does anyone have tradecraft? Gym making.
I didn't know.
I knew.
You cannot use your phones to aid you in this endeavor.
I don't
If you
know
do, I will take away all your experience points you've earned over the past year.
Sounds good. What color is malachite? Like if I were to look at it, see it as a color.
White.
It's like a,
Like a silvery white.
silvery
Yeah.
color.
So yeah.
So what about
is there a
what about
correspondence
stone
between
hardness?
the color?
What? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Stone hardness.
Stone hardness.
Where it's in the hardness scale.
Ooh.
Do you have a skill in tradecraft?
No. None of us do.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking them.
You wouldn't know that, nor could you intuit that. You must separate wills knowledge from character knowledge. You don't know anything about the hardness of stone.
So, is there any kind of reference between the actual letter and?
Yeah.
So
Well, I
I
was
have
actually thinking of the specific stone.
So, does ruby have anything to do with K?
I have
That's what I'm working on, yeah.
I have a couple of ideas, but I don't know if they have any merit.
What is the official name of the purple
Spitball,
stone?
bro.
Yeah, by all means.
Well, so I wonder if the letters are to throw us off. And that was my first thought, is that perhaps we take the first letter of the actual stone, and that would be what it really signifies. Yeah, but I'm not sure if that's
So ruby.
going down a rabbit hole.
Crap. I didn't take the real names of these because name was.
Yeah, I didn't know what the purple stone was, so my theory was basically taking the first letter of each of the actual names of the stones versus the actual letter.
That's a good idea. So, was the red one a ruby, right?
Ruby.
Yes.
The purple one was.
What was it? That was the one I got hung up on. I know it was purple. I just didn't know the name of the stone.
Amethyst?
Oh. Yep.
Pearl.
Pearl. Adventurine.
What was the H?
H was adventurine.
Jet black opal.
Obsidian.
Obsidian.
Obsidian is
Oh, that's right. So, sorry guys.
In fact, if you were to look at this even closer, for those with a skill rank in education or even, a navigation.
That's an L.
Do we have a skill rank in navigation? Okay.
No, but I do on education.
You notice that it does seem to track to what you would expect to be the phases of the mirror, but there's one phase missing.
What's the silver?
Malachite. One moon phase missing.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is it
8
missing?
phases.
All right, guys, I got it.
Full moon.
Her name is Rapapom.
Yeah.
That's a movie, I think.
My other thought was, yes, with the phases of the
Paloma.
moon, that
No, Revelon.
perhaps the color corresponds with what we sometimes think of the moon. So a new moon would be the black one.
No, that's not it.
And sometimes there's a blue moon, but I don't think that's an actual phase. Isn't that?
It's when there's 2 moons.
There's a red moon.
One,
There
2
is
full
a red
moons in
moon.
1 month.
Red moon's harvest moon.
There is a silver moon. There is a blue moon. Obviously, the black moon would
Would be
be.
a new moon. Like
Yeah, because it's eclipse, right? Yeah.
or sliver. Yeah.
Or sliver, tiny bit. What is the orange moon? Is there an orange moon?
Harvest.
Harvest moon.
Harvest moon. Good
Harvest
job, man. See. What about? And then obviously pearl would be full moon, right?
Yeah,
And that's the one that's missing.
Well, we have a pearl. We have the pearl.
Well, it's missing.
It's
from
missing on the chart on the slab.
On the slab, yeah.
Yeah, it's still syncing emotions with her fingers across it, and she would indicate that there would be 8 phases, but there's only 7 placements here.
Well, we only have 7 stones. So which stone is the one that's missing is full moon?
Yes.
Maybe the pearl doesn't mean full moon. What is it? Is there anything that's whiter than a pearl?
A diamond.
Are diamonds white?
Well, they can be if they're backed properly.
Okay.
The only time I've ever seen them in a ring is they looks kind of white to me.
Okay.
They're clear.
Onyx?
Onyx is
Black?
Move back, motherfunker.
What's
the
the-
onyx is here?
Soapstone.
Damn.
Soapstone is definitely white.
Can I
But is the moon actually white? The moon is not actually
The
white.
mirror, the mirror, as it's called, is a imperfect reflection of Mahalma. It reflects the world from below above.
What he said.
Can I use True Detective on this thing to figure out the specifically the connection of the placement of the stones and versus the phases of the moon?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Can you make your test?
Yeah.
That is the question.
Yeah, you got this.
Okay.
You got this.
I totally have it.
Standard.
Standard scrutinized test.
Take your time.
And I think you're actually going into a drug-fueled haze, aren't you?
I am, as a matter of fact, as I'm just like, as everyone's like discussing this, and I'm just mindlessly rolling up a cigarette of tobacco, so I gotta mark that off.
Yes.
Just kind of accidentally and absent-mindedly just blowing smoke in Reginald's face.
Yeah, he goes into a deep reverie as you begin to think and ponder.
Alright, so 62. 29.
He begins playing the mandolin, and the first and final letters come to you. The first letter is K. The final letter is H.
What are they doing?
H.
Nope, it's the other way around. The first letter is K.
First letter is K, last letter is H. So K was the ruby. And so that would be placed where on the...
That would be at the foremost section, will be equivalent to 12 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, they seem to, it's like a circle. The K and the H are side by side. Or from your
Gotcha,
perspective.
okay.
K
Gotcha,
is
gotcha,
red,
gotcha.
and H is orange. That doesn't make any damn sense.
So I think you might actually be onto something in terms of the spectrum. If it's orange and then red, I don't know.
But
It might be
orange-
like the.
That's on the complete opposite spectrum.
No, it's a circle. It's a circle. It's not.
Oh,
it's
circle.
not
It's a circle,
horizontal.
yeah. So, and since it ends and then starts, it's orange and then red.
But there's one missing.
There
Remember?
is one
There's
red.
one missing in this jump from orange to red. What's in between orange and red?
Is that the phase that's missing? Is in between?
So
Black and white aren't part of the color wheel.
So go the
that's
other
what I
way.
would say too, but I'm just gonna leave this alone because
Yeah.
the color wheel itself does not have black and white because
Yeah. So their absence are all.
Yeah, you feel fairly confident at this point that the color wheel has nothing
Yeah.
to do with this riddle.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I wish I could help. Reginald says, his little brass pieces that kind of turning upside down.
Reginald, you're in charge of morale, and you're doing great.
Yep. Break out the pie and some more of that keg of that beer.
But of course, Master.
No, not master, buddy. Just keep this light.
You got it, guy.
There we go, Woody. I don't know about master. That doesn't sit well. Okay.
Or
So
G. Be appropriate.
so that would be, but no, that would also make sense in the phase of the moons too. That these two would be next to each other. So if it's this way, and K and H, right? So your K going around this way. If they were next to each other, that would make sense because red and orange, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
mean-
what I was.
I'm colorblind, but I
Which
know how colors
which
work
moons are
together.
which again?
They do a thing. They do. They
Well,
go
you have
in-
navigation.
They
So
mix.
there is the
They mix to make
the
each other.
first quarter, the waxing crescent, the new, the waning crescent, the third quarter. That's when they consider whether they're going to fire fourth quarter. Waning gibbous. The full moon is missing,
Aha.
and the waxing gibbous. So, to be clear, the K sits in the first quarter, and the H sits in the waxing gibbous.
So we have AAZRI.
Does anybody know the phases of the moon very well? Because I sure as hell don't.
I just-
I
used to know.
I just drew them, but I'm trying to figure out which one of them is which one.
So when the moon is
Waxing-
waxing, it looks like a D, and when it's waning, it looks like a C.
That's right.
Okay, when it's C
It's like
is
the left-right thing you learn, right? So
okay,
wax.
say that again.
So it goes
When
first
it's waxing,
quarter,
it looks like a D,
Mhm.
and when it's waning, it looks like a C.
and waxing occurs before the new moon, and waning occurs after the new moon. So the first quarter is always a D. The third quarter is always a C, or half. Yeah. So,
And what color is a waxing moon? What color is a waning moon?
White.
They're both white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless the mirror is a different color.
No, the mirror is indeed silver. It looks like literally, it looks like a great mirror hanging above, and its surface is unintelligible.
Oh.
It's so far away that you can't tell what's reflected upon it. It functions just like our own real. Well, it looks like our own real world moon, but it hangs high, it hangs larger and lower in the sky.
So would it be?
It can be mistaken for a distant mountain at times.
So it
You're
would be purple.
arranging the stones of the table, kind of
Blue.
considering how this works.
Right.
It's slightly different here. Okay. A. Blue.
So what would happen if we just started trying letters?
We don't know.
We
We
don't
don't
know.
know that
I'm
yet.
asking
Yeah.
Reggie.
Oh,
Oh, I don't seem to recall that fact, he says.
That
Sounds
old
about-
chestnut.
that sounds about right, buddy.
It's been that's the old chestnut we used to hear a lot.
That old chestnut.
So red to purple, right?
Red
We're doing
ruby.
true phases of the moon.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I would.
You know that it is a name. You know that whatever this is supposed to spell some sort of name.
Right.
Akira. K-A-I. So if it's purple, then blue, right?
Raza, Kizara, Kariza, Kazira.
Mm-hmm.
Only other possibility would be
Black.
Kazare. I don't like the I in that position.
Kazari. Yeah. K-A-Z. Yeah.
Crazy.
Hey.
Crazy.
She's crazy.
Crazy.
This puzzle's making me crazier and crazier.
It's crazy and crazy.
So I think we need to figure out, we really truly need to know what the phases of the moon. I don't think anybody here
No.
What do you
is prepared
mean?
for this.
What about phases of the moon?
Do you know all the phases of the moon?
Aspillicin
Yeah.
kind of knows, but she doesn't
You do?
really know.
Yeah.
Well, then why are we? Well, tell us the phases of the moon.
So there's the new moon, and there's
New moon when there's like no moon.
a waxing
Yes.
crescent.
Waxing crescent,
Yeah.
which was the 8th.
The new moon is always, by the way, the new moon's always here at 3 o'clock. If it helps.
And
And
there's
your full moon's always
a-
at 9.
Waxing gibbous.
Okay, new moon. Okay, let me redraw this then.
It's marking on the ground with ash from the fire pit. And erasing, because that helps. And you get a fire
Just
poker
kick
and
me
you get some hot ash from the fire, and you're kind of marking on the ground.
Okay, you said 3 o'clock is the
Yeah. Can you pass the bowl when
new
you're done?
moon.
Yeah. And the 9
A
o'clock is your
fluff
new
pass.
moon.
Take
But
that.
it's not on a 12 o'clock scale, but you can say left and right is left is full, right is new. But there is no full moon on the scale. Come to think of it, when you consider your time that you've been here in the stone house, in fact, since you've been in Galleon, you've not seen a full moon yet.
Oh, maybe that's why we're not. The moon's not changing. The cycle is not changing. So black.
So this.
Number 1. Oh.
And which is the start? Is the C or the D? Which was
K.
the start of a new cycle?
So
A-I-O.
after the new
What-
the new moon,
What's after?
it
noon?
looks like a D.
Okay, so we go this way.
What's after?
After the new moon, it's waning. It's a C. So it goes first quarter.
No, waning means it's getting smaller.
Yeah.
Correct, which is a C. Waxing is a D.
No, so after a new moon, it's waxing, then it wanes.
I assure you, NASA is correct.
So
So here's to give you an idea. Here's what it would look like.
So K-A-I-O.
is this clockwise?
What's the next phase, guys? So after the new moon is.
I got my terms mixed up then.
That's okay.
I just always
NASA
thought
is not
waning
wrong.
meant smaller.
Waning it does.
Waning means it's getting smaller. That's weird to me.
Well, you have to also remember that it doesn't go clockwise. It goes like this.
Well, I mean, the picture is clockwise.
Yes.
Well, the reason I'm doing the picture clockwise is because it makes sense in everyone's brain, I would hope. Do I need to go counterclockwise
It's
to
very,
make it?
but it is very evident that when you consider your time in Galleon, that you've never seen a full moon.
Okay, so I think it's Kaiom, right?
There's no O.
Oh, sorry. I was using the
colors.
The colors on that one. R. Better.
What do you think, boss? You start throwing stones into holes?
Hey, hold on. Let's give it a second.
We aren't in any hurry. Let him fiddle with it.
I like it.
Here.
So, Pearl would be the largest of the moons, right? After after the full moon, it's gonna have to be Pearl, right? So that's Z.
And then what? I or H, right?
That's
Half
so K.
Sorry.
K. I. Well, I don't know. I went.
If you wish
Right.
to edit the situation to give yourselves another hint, you may do so, but only once.
Yeah. Is everybody cool with that?
Yeah. Static
I'm
was
trying
really
to, and I am coming up.
black.
There's smoke coming from the
Silver.
brain cells.
New moon, then Pearl.
Fucked me up because there's two A's, and I was like, no.
Okay, that's it.
Well, we can see that Clovis is the one kind of writing on the wall. So if you want to edit the situation, Clovis, what happens?
So red to purple would make, I don't know, guys. You guys.
I think you're doing great.
No, if you want to edit the situation.
For a clue.
I want to know what is the color behind the H.
Okay.
Because my thought is I'm doing this wrong. Red to purple, but I think the blue actually needs to go on this side because of how waning and waxing works.
I got
I think I fucked that up.
So if you wish to know that, I'll take a fortune coin that will translate into a misfortune. Please place it inside my receptacle.
See, I think that's how I screwed up originally.
So you're wanting
I was
to
giving
know
2 minutes.
where the malachite, the silver stone goes? It goes right before the H.
I think somebody might be on the right track.
Okay, at least that works.
0.
But this is purple. I mean, okay, so this has to go right after the full moon, the pearl, right? Because the full's the only one we don't have.
Yep.
So that has to be that. There has to be
Pearl.
one between silver and purple, right? What goes
Wouldn't the
I don't know
R?
about you, but this puzzle is lunacy.
Wouldn't
I
the
feel
R
like
be
there's
the,
a crater in my brain.
would the R be the new moon since it's black?
Yeah. And
Okay.
Dan gave us the hint. I don't know if you meant to, but that at 9 o'clock. The 9 o'clock would be the
R.
R. And full moon would be at 3 o'clock.
A confluence of sidereal conundrums.
But that's how it's going to roll. I mean, remember, the moon actually kind of goes through counterclockwise of what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to make the letters.
Yeah, no, it's just a visualization.
Yeah.
So at that point, then we have 4 letters left, right? A, Z, R, I.
Yeah.
Wait, so
So-
what's the second to the last letter?
A.
A.
So these we know for sure. K-H-A.
It's either Kazira or Teresa, if I had to venture a guess.
Yep.
And we also know that this position has to be R.
Which one has
Crazy.
to be R?
K-A-R. Well, it's the third position. Third
Third
position.
position.
Why
has
does
to
that
be-
one have to be R?
Because that is where the
Obsidian, new moon,
new moon would come into play.
black.
Is your 9.
So
Teresa.
But we only have 8 phases, but at your 9 o'clock on a clock.
Or Kazara. Kazara.
Raw.
Kazira, Kariza, or Karaza?
So, I would think that in my brain, right, the red and purple come next to each other in the phases of the moon.
I can see that. And I'm
So
okay
what would
with
it
that.
look like if you did that?
K-A-R. We need this one.
Either A or I.
That would be I or Z.
Oh, sorry.
If we went K-A-R,
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah.
I or Z.
I or Z.
So,
And it's either, which would make it either then
I-
Karzia or Kariza.
Charism.
I mean, why wouldn't the Z be after the K?
It's, I don't know. It's Hot 103. Slap it up. You gotta slap that Z.
As a name, I would,
Kazam!
yeah, except for there's an A in between K and Z.
I mean, names aren't like words. You know,
Right.
you can put whatever letter you want wherever it goes.
True enough.
That's what we know so far. I still think it's this. I think it's this. Oh, I'm sorry, R. That's supposed to be an R. That would have been messy. And then so your R is your full moon, right? I mean, sorry, your new moon.
No, the new moon would
So
have to
what
be.
is the?
So it's either Kariza or Karzia.
It's got to be the orange, man.
No, hold on. New moon would have to be 4th position,
New moon's 4th position.
right?
So you think there's an H here?
No,
H
no.
can't.
H is the last one.
H is definitely the
Okay,
last.
sorry,
First
sorry,
position
sorry.
is K. First position is K. 7th position is H. We know 8th position is missing, right?
Right.
So
This-
4th.
This is what we know so far. K-A-H. So 1st, 6th, 7th.
Yeah, which means that if the new moon is the opposite of the full moon,
It is.
and the full moon is one that's missing, that would mean that it would be 4 steps in either direction. So 4th position would need to be
The R.
whatever the would need to be. Yeah, yeah.
Good point. I think I was messing that up. I was only doing 2 positions. Okay, and then obviously
I-Z.
red to purple. I mean, I'm just going with phases here, guys. But where? Oh, this is right after, so this is gonna have to be the Z.
That would be Kazria.
There you go.
Kazria?
Kaiza.
That's gotta be it, right?
Kyrza.
You could switch them.
Right? Because it would have to be this, right? Because that would be 4th position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the missing one.
Kazria.
Kazria.
Could be Kazria. It's easier to say. I don't know if that counts for anything.
I think it does because Dan doesn't want it to be a stupid name when
That's what I don't. I never wanted to.
Hey,
your villain is called.
Metagaming.
Daniel
Big
now,
fat guy.
he's now checking the name. He's like, oh no.
I mean, those are the 2 we have. All right, so that's what I'm saying. Is the pearl before the new moon? So that would be the brightest before it goes to nothing.
Bro, you're doing so much better at this than me. I am lost.
You and me. Even though I've got.
I think he's right for sure. Your 4th position thing is logical.
Because it's
It's supposed to be opposite of each other.
it's this, right?
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4,
So that'd
5,
be the
6,
white.
7,
That'd be the
8.
white one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so
Right, so I don't know if
that's black.
Or black. The
Yeah,
black
new moon.
one.
and again I
Full
kind
moon's
of
not
missed
in
where we got this has to be the black one, but I lots of because but if it is going to be the black one,
No.
then that's the-
You already sold me. Well, I'm trusting you. I mean, I'm sorry, Tiberius. Your logic is sound. I think we know these.
I feel like I'm in one of those escape rooms.
That was amazing.
Yay.
It's a good one.
I'll push him back to new guy. This is the first time he's actually contributed positively.
It's nice to see that my education is coming into play.
This is the most positive moment we've had. Let's not shit on it,
I
okay?
just love how happy Clovis gets with riddles, and he's like, whoa, all right, easy, let's stamp down that enthusiasm.
I think this. These are the only two we have questions on. And it's either...
I think the Z goes last.
It sounds like the name would either end up being
I think the I
Kizra
and the Z. I
or
think,
Kazria.
oh, Kazria. I think Kazria is, yeah, you're right.
Although it could be Kizra.
Kyriza? Kyriza.
That's
That
our
sounds
two.
like
That's
a-
our two names, guys.
Kazria or Kerza?
Kerza or Kazria?
It's
I
one,
like
of those, it's one of
Kazria.
those two, and I don't know where those two go because the colors are.
Just imagine
Got the
just
colorblind doing a
the-
color.
the
Colorblind guy doing the colorblind poster.
Well, I say we put the one we like in first, and then if that doesn't work,
I don't
we'll
like
try
it
the other
anymore.
one.
Where's that beer?
What were you saying, Bob?
I say we put in the one we like first, and then if that doesn't work, we put in the other one.
I jump in and I grab a stone.
So which one are you gonna do here?
Does anyone's dooming have anything to do with the moon?
A trick is not an illusion.
No.
No.
My dooming is the heathen will cut me down.
For money.
I'll be stabbed by my
never-
own knife.
Tell any of you my dooming.
Well,
I grabbed the K.
If you'll
Can I
never-
put it in there?
Once you place the K in,
You can do the K.
Oh wait, no, I'm asking Toma first. I haven't placed it yet.
You can
Toma.
place KHA.
well,
Yeah.
my dooming is 6 of one, half a dozen the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
7. All right, 7. We're good.
Okay,
seven.
I'm gonna go ahead and place
Fuck, you're
the K.
fucked, man. We're on
Well,
7.
no.
Right.
Seeing as how it's a choice between one or the other.
Right.
the
Yeah.
K is now placed on the slab.
Will it come out?
No.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Well,
Like what makes it stick in there?
One way.
magnets.
Ooh.
Maggots?
How does
As
that?
you could
how
have-
does that work?
As
like
you
magic.
try to dislodge the stone, it is almost held by some supernatural force. Even trying to pry your knife beneath it will not loosen it from the slab.
I'll play some Malachite and Adventurine in slots 6 and 7 respectively.
What letters are you placing?
A and H.
Okay.
The last two.
Okay.
So those are the ones we know. The rest are the ones that we've.
Toma, should I just go ahead and do it?
Well, I'm just not. I mean,
If you guys stand back,
guys,
I'll
I
do it.
am making total assumptions on purple
Real
and blue
quick.
being
What
kind
is
of opposite
the?
each other.
Can someone remind me what the other A is? What kind of rock?
Adventurine.
No, the other A.
Amethyst.
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 Purple.
Hold on.
Have you shared with me your dooming?
No, I have not, but I can if you would like.
It may help us.
Oh, yeah, in this particular case, I don't think it will, but those you trust will kill you.
His eyes pat to Tiberius.
Whoa, whoa.
Millicent.
What did you just say?
That's my doom, and those you trust will kill you.
I play with the stone in my 3 fingers.
How did you know that?
I only know my own, but that is mine.
I've given out many, and I could see that coming up for you.
Oh yeah, no, I tried to prevent it one time.
Their shadows loom long and large in the room as she says this. The fire dies just a little bit. The shadows dart back and forth.
Yum just looks. Thank you.
That's not right. You
I'm
can't
not-
have that doing.
I'm now second guessing this.
Well, I'm sure the
Do you have the
Auspex that-
same Clovis?
Well, look. If we were to place these in
I don't
this,
trust any
in
motherfucker,
this
so.
order,
I'm
Ruby,
still
pearl,
just
that is the
rolling
case,
a
then
letter
we're
in my
definitely not
hand.
gonna kill you.
Malachite Adventurine. Well, pearl can have a silver-like sheen to it. Ruby and Adventurine have a reddish color. And then Amethyst and Lapslazuli have a bluish tint. So then that leads up with the same. It's not about colors, it's not about colors. Never mind, we're told not the colors.
It's not about the colors, but it is about.
But it just seems that the
But there is colors that.
Amethyst and Lapis Lazuli are going to be the closest to black. But then we have two silvery pearl and malachite.
Right, which is why I think that
Silvery. And then we have the reddish.
silver pearl, and then
That is
purple blue.
and
Because you have to think about the phases. There's the purple moon, there's the blue moon. All these moons actually reflect each other. Red moon to purple moon. I actually know that one, guys.
red moon to purple. Okay, so you're saying Ka.
I'm pretty sure.
'Cause-
I don't know if that's actually correct, but does anybody know anything about blue moons?
Versus-
only once.
Blue moon.
I just appreciated the quarter
Blue
second
moon
of
is when
silence
there's
before everybody
two
put
full
that
moons in
together.
a month.
What's that?
It's when there's 2 full moons in a month.
2 full moons in a month is when you have a blue. Well, that doesn't work out in my brain then. That does not work out in it being a color that would rationally.
So the K in the beginning,
So is the blue.
H in the last, and the other A has been placed.
Gil will be like, we'll take the amethyst A, and he will place it in the second slot next to the K.
After the K?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, get it.
K,
As you
K.
place the A in there, it fastens into place just like the other ones, and just like the other stones, it is unpriable.
Okay. So we know.
That leaves 3 letters.
I still think.
I think you had it right there.
Kazria?
I thought it was, yeah.
Kazria. Kazria.
Put the R in the 4th slot.
I'll put the R in the 4th slot.
The R in the 4th slot.
R is in the 4th slot.
It fastens in.
Aha! Good theory.
Well, we don't know if the fasting is a good thing or not.
Well, at this point, it's the only thing we do know.
It could be that they fasten
Our
in
hands
whether
work.
they're right or
Everything
not, and
right.
we
Yeah,
don't
this is
find
an
out
A
until
too.
we're in.
So at this point, we're still at the same quandary.
Z or I?
Is it blue?
Is
It comes after purple, or
Is it Kyrza or Kazria?
I still think after this is my thought. You're closest to your full moon here, so that means I'm almost. I mean, why would that would make sense if that is
Well, what
pearl, right?
let's just put them in. What's the worst that could happen?
I'll do it.
Well, the worst that could happen.
I grab the I
Which where are you gonna put it?
next to the R.
5th position. 5th position.
No,
To the right or the left of the R?
Come on.
5th position.
Point.
Which one is it? Just give me one. Just give me a letter.
You guys want to go fifth
Fifth
position?
position.
Fifth position.
Fifth position.
What are you placing there?
I.
I. Okay.
I'll place the Z in the 3rd position since they're taking my gambit. So I'll tell everybody else to step back.
What was you doing? The heathen will cut you down. Okay.
A heathen will cut
Spelling
you
out
out.
Kazria.
Oh,
I'll take the A.
we were meant to meet each
All
other.
the stones are placed
Okay.
in
See, I told you all. It's fine.
the light. There's like a wind that passes through, and it snuffs out the candles.
The candles that we couldn't
Yeah,
extinguish.
and then the hearth begins to turn blue, like the color of blue flame, and the interior of the stone hut grows so cold that you all move 2 steps down the damage condition track. You can see not like you see your breath before you, your limbs begin to freeze up.
Oh, that's peril. You said.
And as this
Damn
happens, all of the stones dislodge from the circle, scattering all around.
Oh, we were wrong.
Then the only other logical one I believe would be Kyrza then.
Here's a.
It's just
Alright, put it in.
Swapping putting
Hold
the
on,
I in the
hold
3rd
on, hold
position,
on.
the Z in the 5th position.
Yeah, but if we do this, we only got so many tries here.
We'll come
before,
back. We'll
For
come back.
what?
We're fine.
We die.
Well, we can. That doesn't matter too much.
Yeah,
for
we
that.
don't. I'm ready to put the stones
Not
in.
to you. I don't know where I come back from.
Okay, so this didn't work, guys.
If I even come back.
Tomas, say the
Well,
word.
we
I'll
can-
put the stones in.
You know, we can patch ourselves up,
So I,
right?
I have a,
Should move yourselves 2 steps down the damage condition track if you didn't already.
I have a question.
I did.
Are we in a rush to do this right now?
Do we need to roll for
Well,
injuries?
maybe there's some clues around here.
Not yet.
Yes.
Let's go tell me what will happen next.
Well, that's what I'm saying. guys.
Air is so bitterly cold in here.
We gotta hurry this up, guys, because I'm cold.
Well,
You cannot imagine resting well in this frigid weather.
Come on, give me
Not
the
only
word,
is
I'll
it
put the
not only is it
next one down.
freezing
So
cold in here,
this
you
could
can
be a
also
problem,
see that
guys.
the moisture is gathering your beard.
'cause that's
and
I
begins
put that in there because
freezing.
of
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, my logic to it was the fact that we, in order, picked up K, A, and Z, and every single one of our steps has been completely orchestrated by the Witch in the Woods, so I assume that there might be some logic to that, yeah.
But that's what we put in was KAZ.
Yeah, precisely.
Right.
Which is why he's saying that was
I
a
just start
mistake,
putting
saying-
letters in.
assuming
No,
the
no,
A
no,
was
no.
A was there.
No, I mean that will definitely kill us.
Okay.
You guys want to try this one, or you guys want to? We could. These two could swap.
Alright, I think you got a handle on it.
Kiarza?
Yeah, that's not gonna be the name.
You never know in this world.
Or it could be Kizra.
He hates Bud Light. Oh, not Kid Rock. Okay, sorry.
Is this the Zintish equivalent of Kid Rock? That's my next question in the world.
If we're sticking to our guns, this is the next thing we need to try.
Okay, I'm on it.
KAIRZAH.
Alright, let's try it.
So, K, you place?
Yep.
You want to place the H?
Yep.
Okay. How do you want to place the remainder?
We placed the A next to the H, the Malachite, because we knew that one.
Yep.
So, I mean, if
Yep.
that's our theory right there. K,
But
A,
I don't know if this is correct.
Yeah.
I still don't know that that's correct. And I don't know anything about the fucking moons. I know there's waves from it. Because of gravity.
The order we're looking at now would be ruby, amethyst, lapis lazuli, onyx, pearl, malachite, and venturi. If we do the Kiarza, which would be red, purple, blue, black, white, silver, orange. I don't know stones. I don't.
Guess as good as mine.
Yeah.
You good with this?
Rip it and rip it.
Rip it and rip it.
So,
K-A-I-R.
so what are you placing beside the first K?
The A.
Amethyst,
Okay. What goes after the A?
lapis lazuli,
I. What goes next to the I?
R.
R. What goes after the R?
pearl.
Yep, Z-A-H. I still think we're off on this one.
Okay. You place the stones. The air shifts violently from this intense cold until there is this scorching heat passing through the air, and you can feel your lungs struggling to keep up, to be able to breathe. As you can see the heat waves in front of you, and the candles burn brightly, as does the fires of the flame. And as this happens, you all move 2 steps down the peril condition track.
Oh no.
The stones once again pop out from the slab.
Hidden Kiarza?
Okay, so we've tried.
We don't roll for injuries, yeah.
Not on peril.
So replace the.
Wait, oh.
This is the one. These are the ones that I think we might be screwing up on. So.
Well, it's the K. It's A, I, and Z, right?
So what comes after red?
So the only other logical choice we would have, at least in my opinion, would be I.
What about orange?
Orange is
already
the H. We already know that that's the last.
K-H-A. So it starts here. We just start back up here at the top.
K blank 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 A H.
So we know this. This is what we know, 100%.
No, we know the A. We know the A before the
yeah,
H.
sorry.
Not the other one. Yeah.
Sorry about that. We know this 100%.
That's all we know for sure.
Cold as hell.
Could be.
And this is hot as hell. Hot. It's getting hot in here.
Here you can feel it's so hot that your eyes hurt, that you can feel like a headache coming over you, like heat stroke is nigh, you feel parched. Just you begin to drink water, and it still doesn't seem to really help. It's just so incredibly hot in here. It's one of my least favorite feelings of all time.
So we know. We actually don't know anything else.
We just don't know the connection of the phases of the moon versus the
The
stones.
colors.
Yeah.
That doesn't. I mean, it doesn't seem to be rational because obviously
It does not seem to be rational whatsoever.
Oh boy. Okay.
That's what's throwing us off here. I think. Because I was even thinking that when we
I
looked
think
at
there would be
the-
logic. I know there's not
I
logic.
keep looking around the room.
We're in an
see if
illogical
there's
world.
Anything else I can find books
because
that
orange
maybe
to
I'll-
silver
books
makes no
about them
fucking sense at all.
Any like are there are books and such in here, right?
There are, yes, in
Should I
fact.
look through the book title, see if there's anything that could be helpful here.
You begin flipping through the books, and you can feel the moisture absorbing from your hands into the papyrus. Like the sweat just beating down you, and you're looking around.
Yeah, because orange to silver makes no.
Go ahead and
sense.
roll a
Whoa.
scrutinized test. This will be challenging.
So if orange is to silver, wouldn't K to be to pearl? That can't even say that name.
That was correct.
KZ.
Roll.
KZ. Yeah. And you would be Zara.
Critical success.
You would.
Yeah.
Oh, a crit success.
Crit success.
Clutch.
You pull out. It's literally the first book you pull out, and you notice that the book on the edge of the pages are marked with purple leaf. Like it's been colored purple with ink, and it's called Once Upon a Purple Moon.
Once upon a purple moon.
And as you begin to flip open the book, you know, they have like those drop caps at the beginning of every story. This story starts with a K.
Okay.
Place the K.
Next chapter. What does it start with?
There's nothing else to be found in this book.
Perhaps
starts
there's
with a
another
K.
book.
Purple moon.
I'm trying to figure out what we just
Okay.
What you just did?
what we learned that we didn't already know.
Yeah.
Because K is first.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We already know that.
And that's red.
But yeah, K is red.
So the A is next. Is that what it's saying?
This book is purple like amethyst.
Right.
And it starts with a K and a little cap there. The story starts with a K. Okay, so that would. Okay.
Maybe it's this instead. Maybe the R is in the wrong place.
Kaziria?
I don't fucking have any clue at this point, guys. Let's keep looking at these books. That's it.
Unfortunately, the books will turn up nothing else, despite the you flipping through them. Mostly books on local flora and fauna that you would find in the swamp.
I'm misinterpreting this. It's like the first letter after K would be purple.
All right,
That's what I would assume that
That's
is.
that's what I'm kind of interpreting. The first one we don't already have.
I or Z. That's what we have then. Let's assume it's K-A-A-H.
Okay.
What are the options? Let's spell out all the options and see what we've picked, and then
We're staying
see what it,
poison digging.
how many different permutations of the 3 letters or whatever it is left.
Okay, I can do that for you. Are we all agreeing that before I K-A-A-H, we're all agreeing all those are.
We're kind of interpreting it that way, right, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure everybody's agreeing. I thought that already anyway, because red, purple, and on the faces of the actual word, but I
We've
don't
already
know if I
done
was
that.
right. Okay, here's the option 1 is KAIRZ. But we already did one. Oh crap.
Yeah, we already did that one.
We already did that one.
Yep.
Well, write it down anyway, and then just put an X by it, so we know what we've tried too.
And then we did KAZRIAH.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Fury doesn't.
So what we
Oh
have
yeah, go ahead and
is
remove that. I think the time has passed on
R.
that.
Ariza. Yeah.
ZIAH, right?
Yeah.
You got 2 H's there, but yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Of course, Kit Tim's the one that's writing.
Yeah, nobody can read that right.
He's closest to the marker board, but Clovis is bound and determined to figure this out.
Hey,
He's riding with the ash, despite the heat.
Dying here, man.
How about
ZAH.
Anybody wearing heavy armor?
Mm-hmm.
I am.
How about KAZIRAH? Kazira.
If you're wearing heavy armor,
Yeah,
move
we
once
haven't done
further
that one
stepping down the
either.
peril condition track.
IRAH. Kazira.
Is Clovis wearing heavy armor?
No,
Okay.
I don't ever wear heavy armor. Can't dodge in that.
That's bitch you can't chase people down.
That's right. It's harder to chase Tiberius.
So we got 3 options.
Get that aligned.
Stop running, you'll die tired.
So we have 3 options that we haven't chosen, or is there one more?
I think there's one more.
There's six possibilities.
six
There's 6 possibilities. If it's KA space AH, there's 6 possibilities. We've tried 2 of those already. The only other possibilities are Kariza, Kazira, Karzia, Kaisra, and Kairza.
What were you gonna say?
I look over towards where the icebox was. Is that door open or closed?
It's open.
I'm gonna walk inside the icebox.
No, it is completely melted all over the floor. You can see
Right.
there's a puddle of water and a blank stone wall.
Yeah. Is there anything else in here at all? Like
Just foodstuffs.
food stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, most of what Reginald
right.
been preparing for
There's
you.
there's your options.
Berries, flour,
So we have
corn.
4 options we haven't chosen.
We have these 4 options.
So I'll walk back outside and I'll say,
Right?
Reginald.
Okay.
Reginald looks up.
So either the R is in the wrong spot. The R has to be in the wrong. It has to be in the wrong spot.
Not necessarily.
No.
KAIRZAH.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The Kairza.
We shift for a moment over to Pipistrella.
Has anyone besides the lady of the house ever put all 7 inside the floor besides us?
He ponders for a moment and says, "Only one."
Did they make it through or did they perish?
He did indeed pass through.
So he did not perish. At least here.
No. He seemed to have a otherworldly understanding of my mistress.
Did he wear a big hat?
Oh goodness no. But he did wear a priest's mitre.
He didn't happen to be named Orwell, did he?
But R has to be.
I don't recall his name.
We tried it in both slots. That is right. We would have tried R. R has to be in the wrong slot. So R has to be the third. Has to be the third.
Kariza then?
Has to be one of these 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Let's try them both.
I vote Kariza.
We can't. I mean, we're gonna die, guys.
Well,
we've got
That's
to
all
make
right, we'll come
we've
back.
got to make a real choice between these 2, and
we don't have any other options.
There's one with the R in the middle that we haven't tried.
Try them
yet.
both.
I start
I'm gonna
to
die of heat if we don't do something.
I start to place the stones.
Wait. Let's see what Tiberius has to say.
I'm just adding more confusion. There's one with an R in the middle we have not tried yet.
Which is
K-A-I-R-Z-A-H. We only tried K-A-I. Oh, no, my
Yeah, we already
apologies.
did.
No, we've tried.
Why do I have that written twice then?
I don't know. Yeah, that was the
Never
hot
mind.
There's no possible. I mean,
That's why it's a hot one.
My apologies. My apologies.
So if you think it's one of those two, we should try those two.
I vote
I mean,
the
R has to either be the. I mean,
I vote
we tried the
Teresa.
R on the 4th slot because of we thought we were going all the way opposite. But I don't know, guys.
I vote number 4.
You know,
This cannot be an R.
I wonder if she has a.
We know that for a fact.
I wonder if she has a bit of a different pronunciation than what we're used to.
Cannot be an R.
Because if it is number 3,
Can't be not.
maybe she is Karja.
Could be.
Karja, right here.
Yeah, I have that right here, yeah.
Yes,
One of the options.
instead of what I would think of as Karzia. But
Do you have a skill rank in folklore?
I do.
Yeah, that name does not track for this region at all.
Oh, okay.
Son of a squirrel.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
She would have to be from.
So, Kirizara?
Cariza?
Either she's from outside of this area,
Or
she is Kariza.
Or she's this
I
one.
vote number 4.
Let's
But-
try it.
What's the worst that can happen? Right?
What's the
die.
worst that can happen?
We can die.
I'm about to die right now. It's hot.
Before or actually while Phyllis is doing this, Guillaume is, without looking at him, going to hand the mandolin over to Tiberius.
Okay. So Dan's saying this one folklore. I mean, it still could be. The R could still be in the 5th slot.
Mandolin of memory is now yours, Tiberius.
If we make it through this, we need to talk.
Yeah, something like that.
What are we doing? Is it happening?
Kariza,
I'm
Kazira,
trying.
Do it.
Kazra.
People keep stopping me.
Kazira? I'm not stopping you.
Okay,
Do it.
here I go.
Okay, so
So,
let's be clear here.
Karizah.
So K A
R
R
I Z A
I Z I Z what?
I-Z-A-H.
Okay.
Karizah.
You place the stones, and the heat miraculously relents.
But
Spears come out of the wall.
But yeah.
Frostbitten. Now it gets really humid.
yeah.
Oh, man.
They're all chafing like a bear.
Totally Missouri.
My worst nightmare.
Tornado just hits. Tears us all to
Hope
shreds.
you like it swampy.
30 one day, 80 the next.
I was gonna say the same thing.
It is.
It's gonna be 30
Missouri.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be.
It's getting cold here.
You can
Yeah,
hear
this weekend.
a storm beyond the house, pelting the roof.
I said tornadoes.
And then suddenly there's this flash, and you're all lashed with lightning as you move 2 more steps down the damage condition track. Tiberius falls.
We already heard.
Why didn't you take a. We have all those.
I said slain.
You're slain?
I was at grievously wounded. Then I just took 2 more. That would move me down below slain, correct?
Why
not
were you
insane.
Why didn't
grievously?
you take.
Why were you grievously wounded? Were you wounded
We went
before?
unharmed to moderately wounded when it got really cold.
And then we took.
And then it was
we took
Peril
Peril.
was the second one.
Peril was the second one. My bad. I thought
Yeah.
I said.
I was like,
I'm so
why
sorry.
wouldn't you guys take the
I'm so
laudanum
sorry.
that we all have? And...
I don't have
That's
any
my bad.
laudanum.
No, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, he gave. Woody
That's
gave
fine.
every one of us one.
Can I, in the situation, say I took a laudanum before?
So now I'm ready.
Did you do it right? Were you harmed before?
Yeah, I was lightly wounded.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll assume that Tiberius,
Man, what did
gonna
you-
be a fortune coin. Yeah, we'll assume he took one. You can hear the sounds of the storm
Alright, guys.
outside the house.
So.
All right, now we can sleep.
The stones shatter. The stones gonna pop out once again along the slab.
I mean,
Alright,
maybe we take a rest and think on it, right?
Yeah.
We can mark out what we've done.
The ground
We got two
shakes and shambles.
We got 2 left, guys. As long as everyone's confident about this A. So we have 2 left. Kazar.
We just did Cariza.
We just did Cariza.
Well, I mean, maybe she is not from around here.
Well, I mean, obviously she's not from around here.
Here she is.
No. No. That's a Zaharan name, man.
I mean, I never met her.
I drank with Zaharans. Sounds Zaharan.
Roll scrutinize test. This is standard for you.
Scrutiny. Standard. You guys want to re-roll it?
Sure.
Do we have enough coins?
I have no
Somebody
idea.
hand me the coin.
I have not. I haven't been touching the coins. 28. I was successful.
So, in your travels, you have met 2 Haradine women in your passing. One was named Kazira. One was named Kazra.
No. So 5 or 6.
Those are the only 2 options we have.
Son of a squirrel!
Here's the good news. It wasn't KI, so we weren't completely barking up the wrong tree here.
Okay, okay. So she's.
Number 5, Kazira?
No. I think everybody, we should take some time. So, quick above board question. We have to be Hill before we take Laudanum, right? Or can you take Laudanum and then
Take
be
one
Hill?
anytime you wish.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you're Tiberius, you took his already.
I'll take a laudanum.
But you could be mended.
That's what I was doing
Yeah.
next.
Yeah, I need to be mended.
Oh, very well.
Bind wounds.
Let's see. How many bandages do I have?
I actually have the ability. I have heal.
I have 3 bandages.
I'm
Same.
trying to
One for each
remember
finger.
where to put my.
Yes. Level up.
3.
Alright. Oh yes,
External.
I am out of bandages, but you have 3.
I have 3 also.
You have 3 as well.
So you have more than enough bandages to go around.
Yes. Well,
Where is everybody at?
the
Grievously.
Yeah. Grievously is challenging. Heal. You just want to roll around the table.
I took my Laudanum beforehand.
Okay.
So if we all take our laudanum beforehand, it'll be easier.
Everybody will be. In that case, everybody will be standard except for Tiberius. Will be
I'm gonna
challenging.
take my laudanum, yeah.
except for me because
You don't have any Laudanum?
the laudanum doesn't work as well on me.
Oh.
I have a melancholic temperament.
Ah. I am out of laudanum.
You want one of mine?
Oh, no, like after consuming it.
Oh, I gotcha.
Why do all your characters
And that
have
moves us up
melancholic
1.
temperaments?
Laudanum? That moves us up
Just
1.
like the
Yeah,
emo
up
kids?
Perhaps you should take some of them smelling salts before you start fiddling with us.
I have
Well,
a lot of
it's-
smelling salts.
Okay, I would.
Well,
need
I
to-
have a lot of.
No, you can only
soma.
use
Oh
one.
wait, no, it's only laudanum. Okay.
I have a lot of
I thought it was
soma.
all of them.
He just really can like smelling salts.
Oh, I got smelling salts if you need them.
Oh, you have that. This
Be
is
sure
that
if you
thing.
take a laudanum to mark 1 corruption.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
So-
shit.
And if you take a smell salt, mark another corruption.
Yeah, I will use
I'm not
that smelling
was
salt
that?
you offered.
Okay. And
And
begin healing.
yeah.
Oh, crap.
Can you get
I gotta
that
take
dry
another
erase
because
marker?
I did tobacco, right?
Yeah, I do. Here you go. But it's just one.
Okay.
You said gain 1 corruption here or here?
Corruption.
One.
Hangs in the
Just
balance. Chaos
So-
rank.
Oh,
Chaos knows by now.
God,
Come on.
yeah.
What is the?
I'm PMSing,
Correct.
guys.
Corruption.
So
I'm EMFing.
who's going first? We're just going around the table.
Just do it. Do it. He's challenging, though.
He's challenging.
Can I
Yeah.
can I help him bind my own wounds? I am.
You
trained in it.
cannot help somebody bind your own wounds.
But you
unfortunately.
can
You
help
can
me with the others.
assist
That's
with
right.
everybody
You can
else.
assist everybody else, though.
Which sucks for you, but it's
Yeah.
great for us.
For everybody else.
Yeah.
For
Who
everybody.
do you want to
I'm
begin
gonna
with?
We'll start with Tiberius.
So let's let Pipistrella do her thing for a moment. So let's take just a small pause and let Adam work through his dice rolls.
Yeah.
This will be important because this could be the difference between life and death.
True.
49.
First will seem to imply that death was
I suppose.
death here.
I suppose with you, I should take my time. So I'm going to take my time with him.
Well,
Grievously wounded.
unfortunately, what I didn't mention is that the circumstances in this specifically, because this room is not only was it cold and then hot and now it's storming outside, the whole ground is wet. The innards are. It's just not ideal conditions in general. So it's going to be challenging, even if you take your time.
All right. So that will. Now, does take your time raise your base chance still? Or is
Normally
that
it would,
different?
but this is not ideal conditions.
Right.
So it's not going to.
Right. So
Taking your time will do nothing. Is what I'm
Yeah,
telling you. Your
there's-
test is challenging.
there's a difference between difficulty and base chance. That's why I was asking.
Yeah,
is taking
it's your difficulty rating.
Okay, so taking your time is now difficulty rating. Okay.
Yeah.
So that will be 49%. And a 10 will succeed.
Nice.
Hey, let's
How many
go.
steps? What's your
2
count?
steps.
Oh, nice.
Because you have the 7 intelligence.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
Me too. That again.
Yeah, Pipistrella just got it recently.
Mm-hmm.
I say
Yeah.
recently, I mean like 2 months ago. But...
Uh,
So who's next?
so next, I suppose we'll go on to.
Do you want me to try you real quick?
Oh yes, I suppose that would be a good idea. Sometimes I can't tell as I look down at myself with like
Challenging.
the pallor of the dead person and rigor mortis.
It didn't work.
You're bandaged, but it doesn't seem to really do much. Sorry. Feel much better.
Do we have any points you want to reroll?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh.
Nice.
We do. I thought we were out.
Remember, coins don't reset next session.
Still failed.
Unfortunately not. Will you set to everyone else, Pipistrella?
Yes, yes. So help me out with Guillaume.
Yeah, I'll be helping you out with everybody else. Sorry, I couldn't.
So Tiberius and his Philocent Pipistrella will set out to mend Guillaume.
Hold the torch right there.
Yep.
No, right there. Hold the torch.
I'm holding it. I know what I'm doing.
Crit success.
Nice!
That's 3
All
steps, my
because
friend.
of where you held the torch.
3 steps.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3. I'm unharmed.
And then for Clovis,
Clovis.
Tiberius you'll aid this as
Oh
well.
yeah, I'm gonna keep adding that.
And this is all challenging. That's everyone, or is this?
No.
Where you at?
I'm only at series.
I'm at serious as
So
well.
standard.
Me too.
Standard for them. Yeah.
All right. So that will be a 50%.
I think we should be using the Strelli's model.
Success.
Thank you. Thank you.
2 steps.
I'm lightly wounded versus serious is
I'm serious as well.
Thursday.
For cereal.
Another crit success.
Nice.
Thanks to
3 steps.
Tiberius's light.
1, 2, 3.
Double 0 on that. Yeah. And then finally,
And then
Philocent.
I like to imagine that every time he tells Tiberius to hold the light up here, and then Tiberius just like
17 is a success, so move 2 steps up.
I want to do a calcified Selma and get me to unharmed.
Ooh. Well, that's going to be 9 corruption when you do that. So tell us whose memory, what happened when you unlocked the memory. What do you experience? Everything else kind of goes quiet around you. You crush the Selma in hand.
I think if we're wrong, fate will call for me.
I see a woman who died during childbirth,
Oh man.
and then the child dies, and I'm the man who throws himself off the cliff.
Oh wow.
That is dark as fuck.
That was improvised? Okay.
Dark as fuck, man. God, no wonder Alion's so broken.
Wow.
Dark.
Let's. This is a reminder. So on our sheet, our safety sheet is child harm. So we fade to black. It's okay. This
Sorry.
happened. Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
Just part of playing. We're not
Yes.
worried about it. So no less, as you experience that memory, you return back from it. You can hear the storm still outside. Reginald is doing his best to kind of clean up around here, but the stones are still lying amid the slab.
Kazira or Kazria?
I say we take a rest, think on it, try when we wake up.
Very well.
Will you all rest?
Yeah. Can we?
Yeah.
Calming rain.
I'll be laying on the table then.
The cots are, or the beds that you're in, the cots and beds you're in are kind of soaked and wet, and the storm and kind of the situation, you find it very difficult to fall asleep. But at some point or another, you're kind of lulled to rest, and you wake up periodically from the storm outside or worrying what happens next, looking over at your friends, not sure what fate befalls you. And as you all awaken some number of hours later, you're all moved to imperiled. You do not rest well. Unless you can rest anywhere, if you have that talent or trait.
Oh wait, I think I do.
Do we have any more bandages?
I have bandages.
24 hours have not passed. It has been 6 hours.
I should have thought ahead.
You take a hit.
And when you rest, it's only for 6 hours. But you awaken and you are not feeling. You're feeling a little rough around the edges. And you, once again, you move your peril condition track to imperiled, not to unharmed. Unhindered, rather. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Track
Well,
accordingly.
We got 2 tries that we hadn't tried yet. Guess we try them both.
Based on Pipistrel's condition, she may not be able to survive whatever happens next.
Just even one try?
Can I give you a bandage to heal her?
It hasn't been long enough.
Oh,
The aches and pains are still there.
I
The
do
stone
have
does not
smelling
turn.
salts. And tincture. I don't know if that
Even
would do
with
anything.
laudanum, I think that even with laudanum, I don't know if it would be enough protection.
Yeah.
Not enough.
Laudanum can be imbibed every 24 hours.
So
Or else
you
it has
haven't
the
had any
opposite
laudanum,
effect.
right?
No, because I
No,
need to.
but it would only bring you up to serious.
You use one step up.
And if we're going down 2 each time, it would still kill her.
That's assuming it's always going to be 2 steps at a time.
Right.
This next one could be 6.
Does anybody have an extra one?
That's right.
Yes. Take one of mine.
And so she downs 2 laudanum.
Oh, okay. You move one. You gain 2 corruption as you move 1 step up the damage condition track. Yeah, you the first one doesn't really. You feel that the first one gives you a bit of a stomach ache, but by the time that you take the second one, you can see her eyes begin to dilate, and you can feel that kind of soft humming behind your eyes, that kind of laudanum opium kind of haze, and you feel yourself begin to get better.
Start looking like Mrs. Ellsworth.
Yeah. She takes to the bed.
I need my
Alright. Okay, what do we do now?
Reginald attends to your needs as you take your morning constitutional, and you begin to break your fast and eat and drink and replenish yourself.
Is there like a toilet or something in here? Like, are we?
Oh yeah,
we
there's
just
like
have to go in the corner?
there's like a latrine.
Okay.
Yeah,
water
like
closet.
Yes, a water closet.
Okay, so
where you lay shit
it's
in the window
sanitary.
hole.
It's sanitary at least. But
Well,
in a way.
sanitary in a sense, yes. From our modern minds, it's sanitary.
Well, that's you know what I meant.
to you, it's common, you know. It's like,
So
oh,
is there 3
shit
shells?
hole. There's the
Three seashells in there?
There's
Oh,
shells.
he doesn't know how to use it.
There's a bucket full of water and a wet rag. How about that?
Good enough,
Fancy. All right.
good enough for Toma.
That's right.
Dan's just being passive aggressive because that is my bathroom at my house. Okay, I get it.
Once you have children, that's kind of everybody's bathroom. But one thing that you do learn after having children is that wet wipes are not only for babies, they're for adults too.
Yes, they are.
Just don't flush them in the toilet.
Nope.
When you live without running water for 6 years,
Yep.
you
Ooh, yeah.
have stock
Alaska.
in wet wipes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Literally, just buy stock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guy tip: don't buy dude wipes. Just buy baby
Baby
wipes.
Yeah.
That's why we keep them in our bathroom.
It makes
all the
it
sense
so
in the
much
It does.
cheaper.
It
And,
does. Because you wouldn't wipe shit off your arm with a paper towel.
and there's-
That's what I always tell people. I was like, you would use water and soap.
Hence bidet life, man. Never going.
That's right. But daylight.
Yeah.
And when you
It's
have
alive.
and when you have kids, there's often shit on your arm. So
Right.
Yeah.
Turns out way more common than you might think.
That's right.
Man,
So we turn back after you've broken your fast, and you all awaken, and you look back toward the stone slab where the stone still the different gems kind of rest in the middle of the slab, and you've got 2 options.
I don't know, guys. Flip a coin or.
Just do
I'll put in Kazira. Kazirah.
Guillaume will second that.
Alright.
I third because I have 3 fingers.
I'm just gonna do it.
Third.
I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
As I put in the last one, I'm just gonna look at Pippa and say, if I kill you, I'm sorry.
6 one way, half a dozen the other.
Truly is her dooming.
Drop it in.
You just see Guillaume behind him. He's like,
Drop.
As she.
That's why you will always be new guy from now on.
So, as you place the stones in, the sounds of the storm subside, and you can feel the floor when it was kind of undulating and moving before, when the stone home seemed to be moving, kind of comes to a stop, and materializing in the middle of the slab, as it was clearly the correct choice.
Yes. High five. High five.
You see at first her tiny mud-covered feet, mud still between her toes, and you can see the tatters of her little brown robe and her dirty golden hair wrapped up in a red scarf behind her ears, holding a bucket that's empty, is this little 11-year-old girl,
Oh.
Greta, who you had met in Sodom and Poil.
Who I ran up to.
I did not expect you to come so quickly to figure this out. She says. She sets the bucket down and steps up off the slab and she kind of looks down like she's this childlike innocence. She's no more than 11 summers in age. These big kind of doe eyes, like big blue eyes. Looks just like her family back in Sodom.
well, that makes a lot more sense now.
I surely thought when you had spoken to Edwin that you would have put it together. After all, your uncle did.
Uncle.
My uncle.
Your Uncle Orwell.
My grandfather.
Oh, yes, your grandfather. Time is so strange around here.
So, do you know what happened to him?
That is hard to say. People who pass through Galleon sometimes just disappear.
Yes, I imagine we all did here.
We had heard some reports of a woman wearing the skin of someone who looked very similar to, or wearing the form, I should say, of Orwell.
Indeed.
Would that have been you?
I suppose in the sense, if not best, to cover my comings and goings. Why not conjure up the worst of fears in the minds of people? Are you expecting some green-skinned, oogly witch?
Yes.
I'm sorry to disappoint. But I am surprised you figured this out. Lucius said that among you, you may puzzle it all.
Yes. There's a couple of things I don't understand. Is this your true form?
True form?
Sure.
Is this your true form? She pokes at your metal armor.
Well, we just came off of a discussion about you wearing the skin of a man, so I think that's a fair question.
Is this any of our true forms after all?
Oh, we're doing this. Oh boy.
What happens when you die?
Robin.
I can say what happens to most people when they die.
Get eaten by worms?
They come back.
To my knowledge, I've never
For a
died.
time, at least.
But death is permanent in here. Or until we finish the stones.
It is my domain, so I do in fact have that power.
Are those your real parents out there that we met?
Oh yes.
Do they know what you are?
I don't think so.
Okay.
When did you become like this? How did this happen?
I don't really remember.
You can't seem to recall that fact?
Well, I'd come here before. I was very, very small, you see. I was looking for light. We had run out of wood. It rained for a season.
What are you doing with the rest of the children?
The rest of the children? Well, I'm afraid I can't really speak to that. That's not really my domain.
Is that Lucius's domain?
There are things I can't quite explain because I don't really know the answer. But I do know this, that Galleon is a testing ground for all of us.
A testing ground for what?
The turning of the fourth era. A new age.
A new age without the gods.
No. An age with new gods.
Those new gods being you, Lucius, and Big Hat Man.
I don't think it's just us. After all, why put you through these trials?
I don't know. What is this? What is your play here? Is he motions towards the stones and the house in general? You just like to see us chase our tails?
There is a grand design that Lucius has set before all of us. I suppose in a sense I too was wide-eyed and innocent and unknowing as you were before. But then I came to understand what it all meant when I was sent through trials.
So you're saying that we are to join you?
Well, I don't know that. That is up to Lucius, I suppose. But you did make it this far after all.
We spent some time speaking with a Darius Moreau. Would you happen to know him?
Indeed. He is one of the inheritors.
As he had already known Lucius before this blood plague happened.
Who's Darius Big Hat Man?
That was the gentleman that we happened to meet at the bell tower, yes.
I couldn't say, but when Darius had underwent the trials and through his many passages, he changed.
So, Lucius is the one that he referred to.
As far as we can tell,
Enter.
yeah, these are the two lieutenants.
The passage is not the only way. The passage is not to guarantee a death. The passage is a guarantee to transformation. People who undergo the passage too oft become the mindless things that wander the Galleon. Those who are worthy pass on and change.
And it is Lucius' intention to do this to the rest of the world.
At least for those who are worthy, right?
She nods.
So the rest of the world will get the red plague.
So we are to become gods if we are worthy. That's what she's saying.
You say world, but there is no world. There is only the Well of Souls.
There was something that Lucius had said that in order for this to happen, or there was something that Darius had said. In order for this to happen, Lucius had captured the gods.
Yes.
Should like to seek an audience with Lucius.
What does this have to do with this? What does this all have to do with the saint? Nothing? Anything? I never mind.
She was the first.
To pass the trials? You're saying she's still out there? But transformed.
Indeed, she's the inheritor of the mantle of the martyr.
So who do you inherit? The custodian?
Lucius has not told me yet.
Well, you're
I have thoughts. She smiles.
you're in control of death, so
It is not only the control of death, it is the control of everything. In the Well of Souls, there are no petitioners for the gods. They have no power here. They're as mortal as, well, people in the material realm, I suppose. What is a god if they have no worshippers? They're nothing. They're words in a book. They're a golden cross in a stone cave. They're nothing.
So you like this idea then of Lucius having people pass trials and be transformed? You're a fan of this?
A fan?
You agree with it, or you want to do it?
I see it as a necessity.
What's the alternative?
Return back to the mortal realm and continue to toil and die.
And live.
Live indeed. If you would call that life. I don't know about you, but my life back then, what I remember, was as this. This was the form I was given. This was the life I had.
a little girl?
With nothing.
Well, I'll start with nothing.
Brothers who would not survive the 11th or 12th winter. Barely any food to put together on the table. No one cared for us. No gods, no men. Lucius offers an alternative. A conjunction of sort.
But tens of thousands have to die for you to have this gift.
Millions.
Yeah, I'm just saying here in Galleon. Millions if you spread this chaos to Aglador.
You must remember that in the Well of Souls, everything is a mirror to the real world.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
In the world beyond us, in the material realm that perhaps, well, you definitely don't remember, there is no Red Death.
There is no Red Death in the real world.
I don't think so. Everything here in the Well of Souls is
How did we
different.
get trapped in the Well of Souls?
How did any of us? We die, we pass on, and somehow we have been chosen for something greater.
So, just so I understand this, and forgive me, I'm a simple man. Are you saying that prior to, you saying we've all already died?
Yep.
We've gone through our first transformation. Those who witnessed the Red Death died.
Our corporeal form has faded. Now we are as we are. That's true. I know it's hard to take it.
Well, it kind of fits a theory that I had that I had been in hell for the past 2 years, so that sounds about right.
Well, there is no hell in the Well of Souls.
It's being hyperbolic, but
Well, there is another tomorrow, though. Imagine what happens when the veil fades and two become one. When the Well of Souls and the material realm join. What could be had? What truths there may be? What changes could come? That is what Lucius promises. That is the future that is guaranteed to the inheritors.
In order
just
for
something,
the,
someone who can't accept that they died.
in order for those to,
It is a very human sentiment.
in order for those to inherit it, it means that the people who own something have to pass it on willingly or unwillingly through death. So that means that either the gods are dying or he's killing them.
I wouldn't say killing or dying. I think that's
A very human way of thinking.
indeed. Some of these emotions probably seem very human to all of you. Those who have only made the passage recently perhaps cannot wrap their minds around this. Others who have been here for much longer can understand.
How long have you been here?
A long time.
Why did you die?
I don't know.
Did Edwin finally eat you?
Maybe. Maybe that's why. I don't rightfully know.
So what's our next play then? We passed the test, right?
Fight it out.
I mean, I would presume that we would need to go see Lucius.
I think that is the final step on your path. And then you can make your decision. You can make your choice. An informed one at that. It has all been leading to this. It has all been arranged.
So each inheritor inherits a current god? The numbers don't work out here.
There is a 10th.
Who's the 10th?
Simon the Small. He has been the orchestrator of all of this. He is to inherit the mantle of the learner.
Didn't we meet Simon Small? Was he like a monkey person? We didn't
He
even
was
save
the
his
one
life.
that was. He was the one all in
The
bandages,
leper.
wasn't he?
Yeah,
He was all
he's-
rotten.
Simon the
He's the
Small.
leper.
He's our
yeah, he's our smart historian guy.
right.
Yeah, hung out with the book lady.
Yep.
Time's a flat circle.
Times flats. Yeah.
You didn't meet him.
Who did
He was-
who did Darius?
He was before we found you.
Who did Darius inherit?
Wait, so who are the 10?
don't know yet.
6 of us? Simon's... We're among the 10?
Yes, that is it.
You, Simon Small.
Lucius.
Big head
Lucius.
guy.
But what about... what about... Darius?
Darius is
Morrell.
big head.
So that'd be 11 people.
No.
No?
Lucius, her, big hat guy, Simon the Small, all of us. That's 10.
What did I... What? I don't know how to count anymore.
Yeah, well,
Happens
we
to
know.
the best of us.
We know.
Hey, I figured this out, thank you. Accidentally, but nonetheless did.
Well, how do we go about speaking or having an audience with Lucius?
Well, we're on the way already.
Oh, good.
Oh, we're
You mean the house? The house is on the way?
We are on the way.
What can we anticipate? Additional trials, tribulations, rights.
I think these trials will come to an end. I do not know what Lucius has in mind for you after this, but rest assured there are no other contrivances within this house that will prohibit you from moving forward.
Well, tell us about Lucius then. What should we know?
I don't really care about that. Can Woody come with me?
He is, she looks toward him. He is something new.
That's what I mean. Yeah, Woody and me are close.
Of course.
He really cares to be a servant.
I don't think so either.
The world is filled with servants. That's nothing new.
Yes.
But to be free?
Or to be the master.
I want to be a master. Just want to hang out with Woody. That's it. Make it simple. Make it simple for you. Just let Woody go.
Of course. I have no doubt that you will carve a bloody path toward your way to Lucius Lightbringer.
Oh yeah. That's my plan.
You asked about Lucius. And I can tell you that in a former life he was a priest. A very powerful one at that. He was a holy father of sort. He died in a cataclysmic event.
Was anybody here a sailor? Ever?
Well, that's a left turn. That's worse than my woody ones.
Not that I remember.
No.
Nope.
I don't
Spend a long amount of time in the sea.
No.
I'm a land creature.
Maybe you'll inherit the Leviathan then. Or maybe it's Darius. You're definitely crouching.
We haven't met Lucius, have we?
Oh, yeah.
Rest assured, you've never met Lucius before, but he knows well about you all.
Where can you, as you seem to have a lot of knowledge that I do not, what do you know of the Ivory Lady? And perhaps her relationship with Darius? All of this.
She underwent the trials, but did not survive.
Guillaume just gets real quiet. He just kind of sits on a chair and starts pondering some things.
There are others in the well who have followed this path before and have not survived. In a sense, survived. But here, it is not, there is no death, there is only oblivion, there is an end. The spirit does not continue on. There is nothing. There is no memory of a former, there is no memory of the latter.
Demiurge.
I'm sure that you find it comforting to put people in these nice little comfortable boxes you've been taught in the material realm about who the gods are. But rest assured, what your mortal mind may intuit as to who they are is not the truth in the Well of Souls.
How did Lucius go about removing this kind of deific power from these gods and begin to control it himself, especially after being killed?
Lucius stood before the custodian, and that is how it all started. I don't know much more than that. What I do know is this. He has seen a future, and everything that he has told us has come to light. She smiles.
Pun intended.
He brings the truth.
It brings the truth and the light.
The only way to see through darkness is through light, yes. I think it is more metaphoric than literal.
It's a very powerful priest who died in the cataclysm.
Indeed.
Stood before the custodian.
Thousands of followers. Hundreds of thousands, even.
Yeah, I think we know who that is. How am I the drunken, whoring idiot that knows this and you guys don't?
You got me stumped.
Who died in Bellegane?
Thousands.
Yeah, but whose church was...
The Church of the Steward.
And who was the person who ran that church?
Oh, I was too young. I wouldn't know.
He ran all the churches, right? My mother was very faithful.
Well, spit it out.
I could be wrong, but I think his name was, what was it? Placard, right?
She smiles. Placard Lucius Stormbellow.
Yeah.
So that's one my grandmother would know.
He was the highest priest for more than a normal man's life. Now he wants more than a normal man's life again, it sounds like.
Same as the moment.
Want, I suppose, is a very human emotion. I think Lucius sees an opportunity to change things, and not just change things on a human level, but to change things metaphysically.
Change only comes from a desire of want.
Who's the smart one?
Again.
I haven't met yet.
Oh, drunken horned asshole over here still knows that one.
Simon Small.
Simon the Small, thank you.
As we edge ever closer to Lucius's throne, the veil becomes more and more thin. At some point, our world and the material realm will join. That which dwells that is inhuman will merge with that which is human. And then that will begin everything.
Something. My apologies. Just a question. You stated that the saint was passing the trials to become the martyr?
She's not.
She's one of the 10?
Indeed.
And Lucius is as well?
Indeed.
Simon Small?
Yes.
Darius?
Yes.
That's 5 people, including yourself.
Yes.
And you're saying that there's a total of 10 and there's 6 of us.
I don't think you're understanding this.
Yes.
I'm not.
She's the saint.
No.
She's definitely not the saint.
Well,
I think Tiberius has the right of it.
Well, there's gonna be more than 10.
No.
No, there's
One
gonna
of us
be
is not meant to pass the trials.
This is true.
It's probably gonna be.
Do you know which one?
I don't want this.
Lucius knows.
Oh, you said Lucius has said everything that Lucius told you has come to pass. What has Lucius told you that has yet to come to pass?
He says some things are better witnessed than to be told.
He doesn't want to spoil the fun, does he?
Yeah, I don't know about this change.
Change.
I thought I had the map right.
You will have to forgive me because I'm not entirely sure on how this all works, but
In the world beyond, there were but 10 gods. There were 10 domains.
So where do you keep a god? Or imprison him?
Hold on.
In my pocket.
Right, yeah. Where exactly, how do you do that?
You will need to talk to Lucius about that, to see it for yourself. Just like Simon the Small set you out on your initial
You could be taken. Steward.
passage
By the
No,
gods.
no.
against the
I
brass
have no
paladin.
interest in becoming one.
Yeah.
Who had
I don't
sought
think we have any business to be
to stop all of this until he learned the truth,
So we,
like you all.
so
But
he,
he was not an inheritor.
oh,
His passage was ended by you.
considering this to be a good thing, are we? This virgin.
Now he is nothing but oblivion.
Same as Burgle and Bog, by the way. Yeah.
Distractions, she says, but necessary to stoke emotion, she says. I am sorry, it was a falsehood, but it was necessary. In the same sense when you had awoken, the first time. Not for you yet, Tiberius, but I think your time will come. Fret not.
I can help you with that.
Why fear death when there is none to be had?
There you go.
I don't fear death. I think every man and woman and child, everyone dies. And that is the right of way. And some of us live terrible lives. And it is unfortunate that is the hand that we are dealt, but it's I feel that trying to circumvent this system, and then you can give it all kinds of justifications, I suppose, why you believe you deserve more. But I think this is madness, and I don't fear death. I fear this never-ending cycle.
Tell me, Tiberius, have you destroyed Soma before in your passage here? Have you used the Soma?
No.
But everyone else has?
No.
I haven't.
Oh, I certainly have.
I haven't.
Know that the memories that you experienced are not those of who were here in the well, but the lives that you snuffed out in the material realm.
Well, that wouldn't make any sense.
Remember, everything in the well is a mirror to the real world.
Well, I need to be crushing a lot more Soma.
And now you understand.
Or maybe I just have no remorse for the people I did kill.
Indeed. If there is no death in the well of souls, if there is death in the material realm, you are as much responsible for life and death as you are to save yourself here. The memories that you experience are not those of people here. They're from the real world.
They're not memories, they're now. Real time.
That's right.
Put it real simple. We pluck some strings and they hear music.
Even simpler, we're killing them every time we use this.
People live, people die.
Well, not just necessarily the Soma, but that means that what we are doing is in fact affecting the material world, not just Soma in particular, or necessarily.
So put this in perspective. Imagine with the custodian what she has wrought with her hand. The millions of lives that have passed every year. It is framed as a mercy. But is it? Or is it to fulfill some selfish need in the moment? Like when one is on the brink?
We'll say it, whatever it might be in terms of the moral impact of it, but it does create balance.
Have you asked the custodian?
I suppose
There's the rub. She smiles.
I mean, it seems that to place such selfish feelings onto a god.
Who was before the custodian?
Well, in the Libram, there was nothing but the world leader, Velos. And that is when the world was born, in the first age.
But if you talk to the guy who's in the library, all these people existed at one point. Or is he just crazy?
I don't know I would call him crazy, but confused, yes. As I'm sure you all were leading up to this.
He said he knew the martyr and the steward, and he knew all of them as people.
Indeed. I think it is a mistake to believe that the gods are nothing but more than people. After all, you are people, are you not, with your own wants and desires and needs and selfishnesses?
But we're not gods.
Are you not?
We're not.
Well, I mean, I think they're giving us a chance to be.
Well, and also we can't particularly die, or at least not very easily. We have to really keep at it.
But that's the same with everyone
And
else.
The fact is that we can actually affect things in the physical realm while being completely unaffected the other way. There is some argument for deification, yeah.
I don't know. I was just wondering if there was people before the last group. And, you guys are just doing the...
Is the custodian a title that
cyclical
people have been
cycle.
cycling through? Is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
there's a cycle to this madness.
My question would be, is the man that we met inside of the library one of the trapped gods
I one time
who
heard.
doesn't fully understand who they are? The learner, perhaps.
I one time heard a story of
Oh, no. Who's Justice Nevermore? Is he a god that we just killed?
Or a potential inheritor.
Well, he's done anyway, so he's a pile of dust.
I don't really know what to call him, but he has a power, would be the best way to put it, or had a power.
Yeah, he's a pile of dust now, yeah, so.
What of Franklin the Crow?
Oh.
That's just a really cool crow.
Yes. Well, Franklin is like any of the other crows. It's just he's the one that I latched onto emotionally.
The custodian's attendants have, and there are many, are not so easily cajoled into joining. Remnants of her following still remain.
Yes.
Wait, was I right about the man in the library?
So I once heard tale of a pirate out on the sea who's been alive for more than a century.
Yeah.
But it turns out that he's been alive because he's passed on the name to other people.
Well,
The Mandalorian. Just kidding. Spoiler.
Robert, yeah, this is what I was thinking.
well,
Leslie?
God, was that last episode terrible?
I didn't see it, but
I haven't watched it yet.
So bad.
Dang it.
so
There's a
I mean, these are interesting questions to ponder,
Morton for robots.
and there are certainly ones that you should hold with Lucius. I think that he will provide the answers and light that you will need.
Enlighten us, yes,
Yes, to enlighten you.
yes, yeah, we get it.
But one must experience to understand enlightenment. One cannot simply be told. That's why Simon the Small couldn't tell you why you would go through the passage and end up back in the beneath the church.
Because they hadn't learned it yet.
That's right.
so.
What are the words that he shared with you when he sat on those steps? Do you remember?
There's a balance to everything.
I don't know what he shared with you, but I know it was orchestrated.
That's when he brought up the scales and talked to us about the balance, right? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
He did pass on. He passed on the rod of leadership.
He definitely
Did
did
he not?
It did.
Where are the gods trapped?
I wouldn't say that they're trapped.
What would you say?
That they're in an existence that is being threatened. I don't know how to put into words that you would understand what it all means. Not because you were a fool, but because you must see it to understand it.
And just for my own edification, who is Virgil?
She kind of pauses. Someone who has tried to undergo the passage before. But, like others, trapped, unable to pass onward. An instrument of the well.
I see.
So we have to lose all of our lives, our 9 lives, or whatever was explained to us,
There are 9 passages.
to find this enlightenment you're talking about.
The end of your path will be your 9th passage. Or I should say your 8th. Sorry, let me back up here. You will pass 9 times before you see Lucius. When that happens, there is nothing left but you. There is no fate to be unwound. There is no way to escape death if it comes. Truly, your life then hangs in the balance, because it is either to live or to fade to oblivion. That is a sacrifice that we have made to inherit the power of the gods. Even I now stand upon the precipice. Were I to fall to a blade, small as I am, I would cease to exist. But that is the risk that is what I have sacrificed to Lucius. All for the hope of the 4th era, when the worlds collide.
Why does Lucius get to make all the rules? If there's only if there's one more if there's one more slot than we got room for, why can't he be the one that goes down?
He is the one, he's the orchestrator. He set this all into motion. He convinced the custodian that this is what needed to be.
Well, let's say you're right. Let's say everything you're saying is correct. And you're right in your assumption that this is something we would want too. What is to stop us from killing you now? ensure that last spot for ourselves.
You could do that. But I don't think Lucius will make it that easy for you. Lucius, like the custodian, believes there is an inherent balance and order to the world, even to this world. Were you to strike me down now, he would exact a sense of balance. I don't know what that would be.
So this new world that Lucius wants to create would have a sense of balance then?
I believe so, she says earnestly. I truly do. I have no reason not to believe. Everything he has said has come to be. Nothing is proven false.
Well, I think we've had quite the interesting conversation. Are we merely to wait for the house to arrive wherever you're going?
I've been here the entire time.
Well, shall we carry on with our journey, or do we have any other things we need to discuss with
I don't know.
Kazira? Is that how it's
Kazira.
Kazira?
You don't prefer Massilia?
Maybe in a former life.
Fair enough.
Are you Zarian? How is that name yours?
Many people have come to pass in Galeon. People from ancient Sahara, people from Rashomon. I have Herodine blood in my family's history. It's a name that means a new beginning.
So I don't understand. You tortured us to give us enlightenment?
Torture, no. But
Did you feel tortured?
Challenged, I believe, is what she's going for.
Tested. It's a way to say the same thing, but pat yourself on the back at the same time.
tested in the same way that you were tested in the material realm when you were still alive. What would you give up? What would you do for Lord this and that? What would you do to pray to the gods to earn a better place in the afterlife?
Yeah, I didn't really fall into any of those categories.
Yet you find yourself here, no less.
Dude. Surprising, because he didn't really fall into those categories either. Unless I'm not remembering the same Toma that I knew.
I think you got the right of it.
To be fair, we are talking about a man trying to become a god by taking out all the other gods. So perhaps being overly religious in your mortal life was not a certain requirement for Lucius Lightbringer in this one.
Well, he was supposed to be the voice of the gods. Was he not?
He was the Holy Father.
That's what it was. That I knew there was a title.
I never knew his name.
Yeah.
A title. Like that which we give the gods in the mortal realm.
Right.
Names have power.
Right. So again, are we good with this, boss?
I don't much like the thought of an unseen hand writing the words coming out of my mouth, telling me what to do. Everyone should have their own way
I know
through life.
I know one thing. I know why I followed the custodian. It's because she gave me a choice.
Choice.
Oh, we got a choice
I
now.
do like a choice.
Do I take my big sword out and kill this creature, or do we move on to the next thing we're supposed to kill? That's it. That's really the choice in front of us. It's
want to talk about morals.
I mean, she says she's only one death away. I mean, I got a few in my pocket.
No, I for one would not want to do it unprovoked.
Oh, well then good. She already gave me Woody. I don't have any problem with her anymore.
I didn't
I
bring
was
that
just
up.
making sure we didn't have any beef.
I didn't bring up the whole potential of killing her as a threat, more of a trying to fully
Oh,
understand.
there's no threat. It was just the path. Boss says no. Brain says no. She gave me Woody. We're solid.
I wouldn't say brains.
I would much rather, the orchestrator of such a grand plan such as this seems more guilty to me.
Hey, again, she let Woody go. Freedom for the new creature. That, to me, that's a solid move on her part.
You could possibly also argue that, I mean, well, with Doomins and all that, aren't the gods kind of writing our fates as well? I mean, this is the interesting question. What is the morality of this? I mean, if we've already learned that the gods that are here were just people, then their morality was completely subjective to themselves. How they ruled, how they governed, everything. It was just as selfish as you or me.
I don't know, man.
Yet then whenever we mention when any doubts about this,
I didn't put
we are
much
told
salt
that
or
it was a
so
very
much,
human way to
gods.
think, as if that's not the aim. So if they're trying to become like a god, but there are no gods, what are we trying to become like? It seems that there's a weird, there's truth being spoken out of both sides of the mouth here with this whole situation.
It is truly a paradox that one must simply experience to understand.
I don't think it's a paradox. I think you've been deluded.
Someone's at a hard
You'll see.
Wow, they're really.
You'll see.
Let the events unfold before us and we'll make our decision then.
Yes.
Then I shall open the door. And you can pass back into where you started.
Alright, let's do it then.
Whatever gets us out
Pass
of here.
back to where we started, as in the swamp? Or back
we'll see.
the cathedral? Where? Because I started there.
The cathedral, of course.
Oh.
I've never been there, so it'll be new for me.
Is where you were interred originally.
What do you mean by that?
You'll see.
We'll show you.
Oh my.
She turns toward the door and she simply turns the tumbler. And there is a bright light for a moment. And you can see the house is settled up on the edge of this like small, lightly wooded island. And there's this kind of gray overcast sky. And directly to the east is this vast looming shadow about the height of a low mountain, and the top of it is filled with thickets like the teeth of some great monster. The edge of Gallion where it meets Aglador. And just beyond the door, no more than a few hundred yards out, you see the standing stone plinths and colonnades of a ruined temple. And amid the yard surrounding it, you can see husks.
Oh, by the way, I grabbed my urn on the way out
Oh yeah.
from the shelf.
And as she opens the door, we will come to a close here for the night. And that's
Couple of jaw droppers in there, Dan.
so corruption tonight.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna test this out.
I don't
So
think I did this
we
last
talked a little bit on in chat about how corruption can be handled at actually an arbitrary roll. So if the corruption you earn tonight is greater than your order ranks, gain 1 chaos rank. If it's less than your order ranks, gain 1 order rank. If you gain no corruption, go whichever track you wish. It's entirely up to you. And then erase your corruption.
Oh, that puts me at
So the only way to
order.
the only,
Nice.
What does that mean?
So the only way for me to gain order ranks now is to never gain any corruption for that session.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's challenging.
Until this gets all the way full.
I
Which is shown on the path
So,
description is easier to keep
I
those
think
in.
we will talk separately about how to rationalize some of the mechanics, but I think we need to talk about tonight's session. It's obviously been a couple months since we played, and I wanted to been holding on to a few big things. It's been really hard to sit on some of this, by the way. You know, the princess and the pea. Like that's some of the bigger story arc stuff I've been holding on to for a long time. But I'm really curious about we'll start with Espinosa around her kind of read on this.
I'm overwhelmed, so start with someone else.
How about Pipistrella?
Well, Pipistrella could see it as her calling to become the new mantle of the custodian, but she absolutely doesn't want to do that unless it's her last resort.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole thing behind Auspex is that the class, the profession, is that they somehow almost died and were apparently spoken to by the custodian, given a choice. Do you want to die now like you're supposed to, or do you want to serve me and live your life serving me? And so whether or not that's what actually happens or not, but so she sees it as her duty to serve the custodian, to save the custodian, and so that's kind of what she's going to do. She's still going to try and save the custodian. Yet at the same time, she does feel like it would be fitting if she would become that.
Mm-hmm.
So she's torn.
Yeah. What about for Tiberius?
Oh, Tiberius thinks that this is madness. This is the Tiberius was never one to put stock into the gods outside of the real person that he knew and worked alongside.
Yeah.
And betrayed eventually. Which he still does not know have the answer to that. But the idea, it was one thing to walk among the people. It seems an entirely different thing to the height of arrogance that this young girl is portraying. The idea that I had a bad life, so I deserve godhood. Mm-hmm. Is kind of what he's getting from that, and Tiberius does not believe that this is the path set forth for man, and that to take this is again the height of arrogance. This all seems like madness to him. That's where he's standing, and he also deep down believes that he is the one who won't, and not necessarily because of he would be denied, but more that he would never accept it.
Yeah.
So he has a sneaking suspicion that may be the case. So.
What for Guillaume?
There's a lot of really mind-blowing things. Mostly, yeah, the first thing in particular is just that was the Ivory Lady, and kind of understanding exactly the who and the why there of what exactly happened to her, and then kind of additionally what that actually meant for her followers and if that was also intentional. So there's that side of it, and then the conversation with Virgil, in kind of realizing these were people.
Yeah.
Right. These were people, and it's people plus time. Right. That's really is what this was. And then now kind of the full understanding of being in the Well of Souls and actually having a direct one-to-one effect within the actual mortal realm. Mm-hmm. Things are getting really gray really fast.
Yeah.
In terms of the universal morality of any of this, right? Because in terms of any of our backstories, pretty harsh, cruel world. Balanced, perhaps, but cyclical in its cruelty. So who's to say that a bunch of other random people with power plus time couldn't do it better, or that the world wouldn't be better?
Yeah.
Right? So things get a little gray, right?
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that, in general, Guillaume has a problem with people in authority, so...
Yeah.
Just in general. He doesn't like bullies, doesn't really like people in authority, so... Yeah, he's kind of sitting in a real gray spot right now. And very selfishly is, the concept of actually, gaining a ton of knowledge, just, at a whim.
Yeah.
Having that capability of that is kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, selfishly for Guillaume, for sure.
Well, for Clovis.
Yeah. I think the time thing. When she said, "How long have you been here?" She doesn't know. So is time equal knowledge equal power? And that's I don't know.
The gods, right? They're just dudes plus time.
That's where I'm at. I'm like, we met the guy in the library, just a random crazy person we thought, but he supposedly knew the steward, he knew the martyr. Well, he actually knew them by their real names, but
Yeah.
I mean, he said their real names. But yeah, that's it. Is it just time? You know, and I don't know. Clovis doesn't have an idea.
Yeah.
But he's not against being a god. I mean, he's not seen any downside to this. He doesn't think that he would be a good god.
But being strong is nice.
You'd be a perfect crouching one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about balance, so I don't think it would be a good god. But.
To give it, just to kind of, and to talk about a kind of a thing that just kind of developed in the moment, by the way, this was not planned, was the idea that Lucius was in fact Tim's character when he was 17 years old, which
That's
speaks
lovely.
to...
Right when he said it, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, which to give a frame of reference, so I'm 46, we're both 46, and we've been playing since we're 17. This is one of his first characters he created, to show that how the genealogy and how persistent some of these characters are, and sometimes they come back around like in the next campaign, sometimes it's 2 or 3 campaigns, like this time it's like, I don't even know how.
So Lucius Lightbringer is one of your first characters?
Blacard, yeah.
Yeah, Blacard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't.
We were still playing AD&D first edition at that point in this game. That's how long ago it was.
We moved to 2.5 or
3.0.
3.0. Yeah.
Yeah. What about for Thomas?
Well, Tomo, I think is, first and foremost start for choice. He doesn't like, it has to be one way or the other, or he doesn't like that everyone is somewhat pitted against each other because there's not enough chairs for everyone to sit down.
Yeah.
And it just, on one hand, he doesn't like not driving the cart, but on the other hand, he's deluded enough to think that the way he has run Bastion is democracy.
Yeah.
I listen to opinions. What?
It's an interesting.
Listen to opinions and then still make it.
Yeah. Okay. So now we turn to Paige and Aspillicent.
So I think that Aspillicent kind of sat back and was a little realizing that she might, speaking about the 11, the odd man out. She's kind of wondering if she's that odd man out because there are no gods. She's Siabran, so she has. There's not really a god that Aspillicent knows about. Her person is a tangible being, so it kind of like hit her that maybe they're the odd one out, and kind of is just a little bit skeptical about everything and is kind of taking it all in because Aspillicent's not really sure of this whole god thing.
But imagine a new path you could blaze for the Siabran in the real world.
Maybe.
Because the Siabran she's right, Siabran do not have gods, they revere their ancestors. In fact, they preserve their ancestors and carry them around on flats with the tribes.
And my ancestor is Telenescopy.
So I got above board here, and
yeah,
Blacard's still half Siabran, right? Yeah.
That was and if you remember in the previous
games,
well known. It is not
his
well
brother.
known.
His brother actually had looked at Siabran.
Kalen, and to kind of make an even further callback. So whenever I started creating this game world, the thought was actually to turn our very first characters we created for this campaign world when we were 17 into what would become the gods of this world. To have be like, oh, here's some cool tangible stuff, and oh yeah, our characters actually were adventuring and leveling and were very, very human, because I thought there was something really interesting in the way that Greek and Roman mythology treat the gods as having very human emotions.
Oh yeah,
right. Like, and they were turning into geese and fucking women, and like and were battling one another, had all these like really high emotions. And there's something really interesting if you frame this idea of a god in a real world mythology analog to being like the Grecian or Roman gods who had very, very human interaction. So that was my initial thought many, many, many years ago around my own game world. I was like, well, these, what was then called the six companions, would become the six gods of this world, but that never came to be because we kind of kicked off this whole new game world with like this big event that led to the end of the Roman dynasty, and that's what it became to be. So anyway, it's just really interesting how this is going to come full circle. But
That's awesome.
yeah, so we'll continue in a couple weeks for session 21.
Heck yeah.
Sweet.
I think we called like summer to wrap this up. I think we're maybe closer than that. It depends on what you all decide to do. I have some loose threads I need to tie together still, based on some of the decision-making discussions tonight and what you're wanting to do. But we'll let it all play out, and that's the way it's gonna go.
I feel like I'm the only one essentially denying all of it. Denying, like poo-pooing the idea of becoming gods. I'm sorry about that.
No. Do you think that every god wanted to become a god? I mean, once again, it's like I think this is a really
That's a great
interesting
question. Sense of duty.
That's right. There's a very interesting. It is a very complex question, and we've never had. And that's not to say you're making the wrong choice, because you're not. By the way, nobody is. Nobody's making the right choice either. You're just going to make choices. That's the way games work. You're going to make choices that are driven by your character's desires and background and what's happening in the now, and that's going to be the right decision, whatever that may be. But there are only 11 seats, so 10 seats rather. Yeah, and 11 territories. So we will continue in a couple weeks for session 21. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye, guys.
Bye.
The whole